With a runtime of 130 minutes, Thor Ragnarok isn't exactly a short movie, but it would have been a lot longer if director Taika Waititi had gotten his way. Much of Waititi's method relied on improv, so he encouraged leading man Chris Hemsworth to ad-lib with his co-stars, which meant that tons of material they filmed didn't end up being used in the final film. While a good chunk of that footage probably belonged on the cutting room floor, there were some moments of pure gold that had to be removed due to time constraints. Thanks to the home video extras, here's a look at the scenes you didn't get to see in Thor Ragnarok. Playing charades. The Grandmaster, played hilariously by Jeff Goldblum, teaches Topaz the meaning of hand signals in one extended scene which carries on after Loki and Valkyrie are tasked with capturing the escaped Thor. When they fail to understand the meaning of his go signal, he starts ranting about all the ways to tell people to do something without ever having to open your mouth.
This means go.
Did you not get that? That's the universal sign. Was I not clear?
Heaven's sakes, what did you make of that?
He then proceeds to teach Topaz about the signals that he promises are universal, although she struggles to grasp them.
What's this?
Dial it down.
That's dial it down.
Meeting the Grandmaster. The Grandmaster makes a bit more of an impression on Thor in an extended scene showing their first meeting. The scene begins with Thor freshly arrived in the Grandmaster's palace trying to escape, while the celestial being sends his many followers after a frustrating flying creature.
There it goes. Go, quickly. Holy cats.
After everyone else departs, the Grandmaster tells Thor about the obedience discs, the chip implanted in his neck that keeps him from escaping.
It's a little invention of mine, by the way. You know, some people find it kind of erotic.
You know this part. The Grandmaster turns his attention to Thor, asking the hero to introduce himself. With a great amount of effort, Thor identifies himself as the god of thunder before the Grandmaster, then takes Thor to see his interrogation of his cousin Carlo. His crimes?
For camel.
He said it was only a small camel.
What did you do to a small camel?
After a bit more back and forth, the clip ends with Carlo being pardoned from life. Thor gets used to his new roommate. Thor and the Hulk make a pretty great pair in Thor Ragnarok, but they didn't exactly start out on good footing. After their big fight, the pair had to get used to rooming together, and an extended scene of the two in their quarters shows that figuring out how to get along wasn't easy. The extended scene begins with Thor once again trying to remove his obedience disc. The noise wakes up a sleeping Hulk, who has to shake off a bad dream that seems to have involved Bruce Banner, trying to regain control of his own body. Like the final film, Hulk ultimately wins out and starts pestering his roommate for seeming sad. Hulk antagonizes the title hero and eventually knocks him over before Thor caves to admit what's bothering him and starts kicking things around the room. But if there's one thing you don't mess with, it's Hulk's necklace.
Don't kick my beat!
I'll kick whatever I want to kick. Stomp on your stupid beat.
And then Hulk lets loose with the worst insult he can think of.
Stupid idiot!
You stupid white man!
Ouch. Skurge finds Heimdall. Skurge went through a long journey in Thor Ragnarok, going from an undervalued soldier to Hela's executioner to the savior of Asgard. Though the character was featured quite a lot in the film, there was one scene that didn't make the cut, showing him finding one of Hela's most wanted, Heimdall. In the clip, Skurge appears to be trying to get his bearings after Hela's destruction of the Asgardian army when he spots a group of people fleeing in the distance. He pulls out a pair of binoculars and trains them on Heimdall, who turns around and looks directly towards Skurge before fleeing. There's no word on why the filmmakers decided not to keep the scene, as it would have hinted early on that Skurge would be willing to defy Hela's orders if it meant saving his friends. Still, the movie worked just fine without the moment, and it made Skurge's eventual change of heart even more surprising. Hulk chases Thor through Sakaar. Thor's escape from the Grandmaster's headquarters was nothing short of heroic in the film, and a deleted scene gives even more of a glimpse of just what he had to go through to get out. In the clip, Thor jumps out the window of the Grandmaster's palace, but he's followed by an angry Hulk who wants him to stay. Hulk crashes through the marketplace, greeted with cheers from the locals everywhere he goes. He follows a somersaulting running Thor throughout the colorful city until Thor finally makes it to the junkyard where he finds the former Avengers ship. There isn't much to the scene, but it shows more of Sakaar and how its people react to their champion, which starkly contrasts with how he's regarded back on Earth. Thanks for watching. Click the looper icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Plus, check out all this cool stuff we know you'll love too.